What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. Deontay Wilder states that if he was in any fight, and the one fight that he knew that he was in for a tough fight was Luis King Kong Ortiz. He knew when he stepped in the ring with him, this would be a fight that he knew that this fighter would give him a challenge. And he knows to this day that fighters, are still ducking Luis Ortiz, even after Ortiz has been beaten twice. This is my counterpunch on this. Ortiz, we haven't heard from Ortiz in a while. Ortiz really doesn't call people out. He's not really on social media. We don't know a lot about him outwardly, because he really doesn't do a lot. I mean, he has an IG, but he doesn't really, he trains. You see him training in the gym or whatnot, but you don't see him really vocal. Yes, he's talented. Yes, he has skill. Yes, he's a southpaw, and you don't have many southpaws in the heavyweight division. Maybe Charles Martin and Usyk, of course, that just came to the division. But he is a threat in the heavyweight division. But the question you ask yourself, how big of a threat? That's the question you ask yourself. How big of a threat is Luis Ortiz really? Now, this is a situation where it's a call your bluff. See, everybody that supports Wilder fans, the PBC cheerleaders, all these guys, all these people that support, that's just one aspect of boxing, this one federation, so to speak, of boxing. They all have the same scenario. And the same scenario is Luis Ortiz is being ducked. Luis Ortiz is being avoided to this day. Nobody wants to put it on the line for Ortiz except Deontay Wilder. We know that's been the narrative since forever, okay? Now, the funny thing about that is, why hasn't that ever been called? Why hasn't that bluff ever been called? See what I mean? Like, we can say, well, Joshua offered him to fight and his team dropped the ball. Okay. Well, why wasn't there ever a counter offer? Ortiz is the B side. He's not the A side of anything, right? He's just a tough opponent, even for Wilder, right? And I'll get to Wilder in a second. Why aren't these guys putting Ortiz in with these other guys to see how good he is? Because what people don't realize, the more fighters that Luis Ortiz beats and stops that's in a higher opposition or bracket, right? Talent bracket, the better it makes Deontay Wilder look. Okay? So let's say Wilder beats Fury. Okay? Then Fury doesn't want a rematch. Then Wilder's free to do whatever he wants to do. But then let's say Luis Ortiz fights someone like Joseph Parker or Dillian White, and he beats Dillian White or Joseph Parker. Okay? You know what that would mean? What would that mean for Wilder's resume? That means Wilder would be like, you know what? I technically don't have to fight people because we all go, a lot of people go, I don't, me personally, but a lot of people go by triangle theories. And these triangle theories are, okay, you beat Ortiz, then Ortiz beats Dillian White, and Dillian White wants to fight Deontay Wilder. Why would you fight Deontay Wilder when Ortiz has already beat you? And then Deontay Wilder's beat Ortiz. You see what I'm saying? So it would make it actually better for Wilder. So if I'm Wilder, I would try to get Ortiz as many fights as he can against this guy. I know he tried to set up, hey, you fight Ortiz and I'll fight you to Dillian White. I was all for it because I wanted to see that fight anyway, because I look at it like the second best in Matchroom versus the second best on the PBC side, right? Al Heyman's best versus Eddie Hearn's best. Second in command, right? To see who's better, those co-captains, so to speak, of the heavyweight division. Who is actually better? Those are the type of fights that I want to see. It's not always about the best. It's who's ranked where and when and why. Because of who fights who. If we can counterpunch every different scenario of fights, we can see who's better. Joseph Parker beat Ruiz. Ruiz beats Joshua, right? Joshua beats Parker, right? Dillian Whyte beats Parker. Does Dillian Whyte beat Ruiz? Do you see where I'm going with this? We got to throw Ortiz in there. And what it is, it's people that get angered by Deontay Wilder saying what he's saying. Well, he can say that as long as people never prove him wrong. See, people have to be able, like Eddie Hearn, he's trying to make a fight with Ruiz. Why? Why don't you make it with Ortiz? They both lost. You know what I mean? Make that same deal with Ortiz again. Okay, Ortiz, get in there with Dillian Whyte. Let's offer him that. Let's give that guy a second opportunity since your team dropped the ball like they claim, because he doesn't have a set-aside fight for Deontay this year, does he? No. So this would be the perfect time for Eddie Hearn to just say, fuck Ruiz, right? Let Ruiz do his big plan or big opportunity or big whatever coming soon. Let him do that. Let him promote that. Let him do all that. And add Ortiz to that banner. Why aren't they doing that? See, here's the problem with a lot of things. They get quiet on Ortiz. That's why Deontay Wilder has room to talk until someone shuts Deontay Wilder up. I love people to get shut up. See, counterpunching is a way of life because anyone can be counterpunched. Anybody. Okay? So if Wilder's saying, hey, that was a tough fight for me. I know Ortiz would give me hell, but I was able to beat him and nobody wants to fight him to this day. Well, until someone gets in the ring with him, he can say that. Until someone he fights someone else, he can say that. See, Dillian Whyte's wanting to fight Povetkin. And now we know Povetkin's record is better than Ortiz. That's not the point. The point is calling the bluff. The guy you claim you want to fight that's scared, he's a chicken, he's a hillbilly and all this, saying Dillian Whyte to Deontay Wilder. Okay, what is Deontay Wilder saying? What's his claim? You ain't fought Ortiz. Fight Ortiz first, and then I'll give you I'll have no choice. He would have no choice but to go on his word. He said, speak it, believe it, receive it. Speak it, believe it, receive it, right? Well, he would have no choice if he went in there and beat Ortiz. He would have no choice but to, hey, guess what? I beat your boy. You got to come see me, right? Now, he should, at that point, fight Dillian Whyte before fighting Anthony Joshua, because that's more unfinished business than anything. The unifications is one thing. Sure, that trumps all, but at the end of the day, mandatories are mandatory. You know what I mean? So, someone, Eddie Hearn, Dillian Whyte, this is for you guys. Someone please fight Ortiz to prove Deontay Wilder wrong, because until you can prove him wrong, he always has that argument and he always has that ace in the hole. I don't care if they stopped him from fighting. Yeah, I do agree with that to a certain point. That is a theory that I would believe. That's believable that that Ortiz wasn't allowed to fight. Maybe he is another prisoner of the PBC, but for how long? Or Al Heyman will have his grasp on you for only how long? Until he gets what he wants. Maybe Ortiz does. But until we get these offers, the way Eddie Hearn is putting energy into giving Ruiz this opportunity, why don't you do it for Ortiz? That's what I'm saying. That's what should be done about this situation. I feel that Dillian Whyte should put the same energy. He's going on Instagram saying this, that, and the other. He should do that to Ortiz. Since Ruiz won't fight me, let's get Ortiz. He just fought Wilder, took him 7 rounds, outboxed him until he got caught. Okay, let me do that. He's a can man, and he claims to be the can man. Anybody can get it. Okay, let Ortiz get it. Let you guys go head to head and see who's the best. And that would break down a lot of barriers in the PBC, on the PBC side, and to Wilder, because Wilder can no longer say that, because to this day, February 3rd, after football Super Bowl, okay, he's still saying that people are ducking Ortiz. That would be the first thing I would do. Take out the second in command. Luis Ortiz is second in command. Until otherwise proven, he's going to be that. He's going to have that jacket. Somebody snatch that jacket off his body, take him on and take him out. That's my counterpunch on that. You guys tell me what you think. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been counterpunched. Peace.